Well, hey now, everybody. It's the Rob from Kiss 106 alongside my tag team partner in podcasting, the Ultimo Dragon, Jerry Valeri. Good morning, Jer. Where are you? What's going on? Where are you? Oh, my. Good morning, Jer.
Ha ha ha. I'm a mysterious monkey in a box.
So here's the thing.
My name is Nanners. I'm racist. Woo-hoo.
You're a racist monkey?
Oh, he is. Don't get him started on Polish people.
What's your problem with Polish people, pal?
Hey, how do you get a one-armed Pollock out of a tree? Wave to him.
It's funny. Is that where we're starting today? Sure. Let's go ahead.
I have always had Nanners on my desk, and when I saw that creepy like gobbledygooker abortion come out of a box in a Hawaiian shirt, I knew that I needed to start the show with Nanners.
How much that reminds you of? I mean, Pritchard had to come up with that, right? Come out of a box and you're over.
Or Cornette.
Oh yeah, I guess it was the Cornette thing, wasn't it?
Come out of a box and you're over, mother.
So I actually was not positive that was a wrestling vignette. I was confused. I thought it might be a promo for a USA show.
I was waiting for it to be like a Kentucky Fried Chicken commercial or something.
Yeah, I didn't understand, and it didn't offer any clarity.
Listen, it's wearing a bad Hawaiian shirt. It's creepy laughing. It's got smoke and stuff. Like, is Bray Wyatt going to come back and now he's going to have this thing on his hands?
Oh my gosh. I didn't even think about Bray Wyatt, but something about that did feel very Bray Wyatt. That's
Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt has come back as an aborted chicken because it's wearing like one of the shirts and everything. And it was his laugh. It sounded like him laughing in the background.
Bray Wyatt didn't even cross my mind last night during Raw.
Wow. So I of all the things to happen, we started with that, but the chicken in the box. Please.
I'm glad that we did because I'm not positive I would have remembered that.
I don't think anybody did, but I caught it and was like, "Oh, come on!"
Yeah, I'm glad that. I mean, I watched it. I remember it. I would have forgotten all about it had you didn't do that.
There were like little itty bitty baby things that they threw in there that looked too terrible, like that, and like Mojo Rawley now, Broken Mirror Mojo Rawley with his weird face paint.
He's turning into Sub-Zero or Glacier or whoever we wanted to make it.
Listen, there were a lot of WCW moments last night. Don't get me started.
Well, okay. Well, did you not enjoy the show?
I enjoyed the show. I thought the show was really good. I did like it. I don't enjoy Zack Ryder and Hawkins being champion as much as the internet seems to.
I agree.
Like that match, I was like, oh, come on. I don't want to see them very much at all.
I'm with you. I'm kind of with you. I don't dislike them, but I also don't like them.
I really liked the show. I like what happened with Becky Lynch. I mean, when we get to that segment, I'm going to have a lot to say about it. I like the Elias thing, of course. I thought the end of the match the end of Raw was inexcusable.
Boy, I mean, you want to start there, pal? Or, I mean, how do you want to do this today?
I was just like, this is an F.
That was mean.
They didn't even... I don't think anybody thought that they were actually going to follow through with someone winning both championships. I never thought that. Did you think that?
I kind of did, if you want me to be honest.
I didn't think that was going to happen, but I thought we were going to get either like, you could have anything happen. You could have the Undisputed Era show up. You could have had Daniel Bryan and Rowan come out. You could have anybody that was tied to these guys even remotely. Drew McIntyre would have been a great opportunity for him to come out, start a thing with Seth Rollins. Instead, you bring out the bar and you end with what I think would be an unsatisfying main event at a house show. And you end the Raw after Mania with that. No wonder the crowd was chanting AEW and Bull S and CM Punk.
So let me explain why I did believe the bait and switch. Because there's all this talk about how they're going to unify the women's title, which it looks like they may do now. And it's the New Year's Day of the wrestling calendar, and everything kind of starts fresh, and you're really not too far away from the Fox deal where we're talking about maybe ending the brand extension. And it just seemed like now that we've got two champions visible, that maybe now we'll go back to kind of having one again. So yeah, I did think that the timing felt plausible to have this happen.
I didn't know who they were going to take it off of, though. Like, that was tough.
I mean, I had my guess, but,
I never settled on it before the bar came out. And I mean, I wonder if in the back they were like, oh, we made a mistake. Because, like, you could see the crowd didn't buy it at all. And, I mean, it deflated everybody.
So I'm gonna take a hard no on that one. I think they knew exactly what they were doing. You can't be surprised that they're chanting BS at taking away a unification match for a bar run-in.
But why choose the bar and not end with some other kind of surprise or something?
I think we'll find more about that out tonight, because remember, all those people are still in the Barclays Center for SmackDown tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I did think that Raw started great with Seth. I thought Seth Rollins' promo was great. I thought then Kofi came out with the New Day, and that was awesome. There were a lot of good promos last night.
Boy, I'll tell you this. I could watch Air Day play air instruments for 3 hours.
My son was cracking up watching them play Seth Rollins' theme song, playing air guitar.
Yeah.
He did the same thing to the Honky Tonk Man.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was even better. The Honky Tonk Man, and how into it Big E gets. Like, I feel like Big E and I could be best friends. I actually feel that way about all the New Day, because I got the video game thing with Xavier. I'm wearing a Mario shirt. Big E.
Up, down, down.
Yeah, Big E. I feel like, he's just got the same kind of humor as me. And Kofi, I've had on my show, I think 4 times, maybe 3. It's just been, I feel like I know these guys.
Yeah, and you've gotten to interview them, and I think that's so cool.
Dude, and not only that was years ago, and they were still the New Day. It's been so long. I'd be sad to see them split.
There was a time where we both felt that they were getting stale, but then they pivoted from that quickly.
We all did. I mean, we were all, the post universe, we were all pretty much in agreement that while we like them, we're over them.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, who doesn't find air guitar funny?
And air drums. I mean, Big E went to the air drums.
Yeah, it was... I don't know. That made me happy. The Seth Rollins promo, I thought, was your standard day after WrestleMania champion promo. It didn't strike me as anything good. It picked up steam when Kofi came out because people weren't expecting him, I feel like. And that's when we were off and running, in my opinion.
Yeah, that was great. And then they slowed everything down, I thought, with the Revival and Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. Although, to be fair to the crowd, they were hot for it, but I was not.
Yeah, that's the right crowd. I mean, keep in mind, they're from Long Island, or at least New York, and they are the internet darlings, which this is the crowd for that. So that part probably made a little bit of sense. I don't think we're going to have a long run with them as champs.
And just as I was like, oh, this feels like such a lull for the Raw after Mania, they made me so happy. I will never see him in a singlet again. It was awesome to see Kurt Angle come right back and do the angle slam on Baron Corbin. That felt good. And
then came the debut of, by the way, you know how I sometimes share those kayfabe news stories into post to post?
Yeah.
They had a funny one about right after Lars Sullivan debuted. I hope you get this, but their fake headline said that Gene Snitsky returns to WWE, assaults Kurt Angle.
They definitely look the same.
They look so much alike.
Yeah, they look so much the same. I thought Lars was great. He came out and was exactly what he needed to be, a total monster. And I've never seen him do that headbutt.
I've never seen that before either. And you're right. He really looks the part, but I'm scared. I'm worried. I feel like he's not going to be ready for this.
I feel like because of the anxiety thing, because remember, they tried to do this before, after the Rumble.
My only thing is, and listen, if it was, dude, he sidelined his career. I mean, he put his career back like a year or so by missing Mania. His Mania opportunity was Cena, supposedly. He wasn't. I just feel like he's not going. If he wasn't ready in January, I don't see him being ready in April.
Yeah.
If you weren't ready enough that you had to go home for months and put a really high profile feud, you had to delete it because you were not ready. I can't imagine 3 months later you're ready.
I'm surprised they brought him back after that, to be honest.
I'll be honest with you, Jerry. If you asked me for $1 million, back in February, will we ever see Lars Sullivan? I would have said no.
Yeah, I mean, we see him. They're clearly planning to push him to the moon, at least at first. I see the typical monster push coming and an eventual match with Braun Strowman.
Meaning you don't see him doing big things?
I do. I mean, if he doesn't get in his own way, he looked very good last night. I know very little about him. I can't make that judge. But based on his behavior since January, I'm as worried as you are that something bad, could happen here for him. But as far as pushing him goes, they're just going to have him squash a bunch of people and then fight Braun Strowman eventually, and then we'll see. I haven't heard the guy talk. I don't know much about Lars Sullivan, to be honest.
I also don't want to make it seem like I'm ragging on him or giving him a hard time or anything. I think if he has a mental illness, he should definitely, he did the right thing by going home. I just feel like whatever brought him home in January can't be repaired by April.
Well, and all we're saying, because we're not criticizing him, we want him to get help, but we're also just pointing out the obvious that the behavior that follows that kind of a disorder isn't necessarily conducive to being successful in the WWE.
Right. So I don't want to sound like I'm coming down on him or taking his disease lightly. I
don't think you are. Not at all. You're just looking at the realistic side of things. I liked how we finally got some resolution with Corbin.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, like Corbin came out and Angle got, not that he needed his heat back, but for lack of a better term, he came back and just made the crowd happy, gave us a little satisfaction there with that deal.
Yeah, and again, that was nice. Then, of course, Lars Sullivan. It's funny, after everything we said about Baron Corbin being the guy to end Angle, the guy who's going to be remembered for it is going to be Sullivan. Yeah, Angle tried to get Corbin over. They realized after Mania that that's still impossible, so just get Lars over instead. I mean, you might as well. I still feel like Corbin is kind of I still feel like he could be a contender for better luck NXT time. I don't know about that.
No,
I just mean he's been a failed experiment.
Oh,
okay.
The jackals are hovering around the door again.
Is it the same guys who were smoking yesterday?
No, this is coworkers.
Okay. Do you need to take a break for a sec?
No, we're good. They're just nobody. I hate them all.
I get you. I understand.
Hate them all. Let me look in the window. Like I'm a zoo exhibit.
Are they trying to distract you or just?
What, a zoo exhibit? Huh? Here's a monkey. Huh? Hit the bricks.
Man, who was it?
Some sales guy doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. No one I know.
New guy just like hovering around the door.
That's why do they even give us portholes on these windows?
I don't want them.
I don't want them either. We need curtains. We can.
I want to be in a metal box. Put me in a metal box with good acoustics. Great.
All right. Where did we leave off? It sounds like you got a run sheet open, so I'll just let you lead it.
Sure. Well, then, we go to Bayley and Alexa Bliss, which, welcome back to the ring, Alexa Bliss. There's not much to say about that, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, I'll pass. I don't care about the women's tag division.
I'll tell you what I care about. This next thing.
Oh, you got love in your eyes.
Becky Lynch comes out. looking good. And Becky Lynch delivers a great promo. She does her thing, and she's about to go, and then bop, bop, and then walks down. Here comes Lacey Evans. And I don't think anything is going to happen because Lacey Evans is wearing too tight a dress. And I thought that dress is far too tight for her to do any shenanigans. She's just going to do the catwalk deal again. And then, pow! What a right hand that girl has.
That's her finish, I think. The woman's right.
Yep, she's got a big arm, too. Poof! Right in the face. Becky tackles her, and I don't know if you noticed, but the little slit in the back of that dress when Becky tackled her ripped, and that dress got even bigger. And now we're getting to see.
You don't know if I noticed. What do you think I am, an invalid?
Did you notice? Oh, it was. And they were flopping around, and I was getting as close to the TV as I could, seeing if I could get a look at some Clams Casino, and I couldn't. And I never got the opportunity, but my God. And then she's messing with a red lipstick. And I mean, she seems like a legitimate first contender for Becky Lynch. Like, this looks like it'll be a fun feud. I'm going to get to see Lacey Evans in those leggings that have the black strip up the back that make me want to take a pound of bacon and slam the crap out of it.
I was not so much looking for the casino as much as I was just looking for the slot machine, pal.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Yeah, she's something.
I love that girl.
I know you do. I think you love her more than I do. Like,
she's hot.
I feel like if we had a situation like Carmella where we're both interviewing her and she was like, I just need one of you, I would be like, listen, I can't take this away from my pal Jerry.
I gotta have it.
Yeah.
I want to give a Lars Sullivan headbutt off the top rope to some corned beef brisket.
Oh, you got away with words, my friends.
Oh,
what I didn't like about that was, I mean, again, from a wrestling is real standpoint, she punches a woman in the face. Not just a woman, two-time or dual women's champion, Becky Lynch.
Becky two belts,
the Irish lass kicker, and then just turns around and struts off as slowly as possible. Like, as if there's not going to be some sort of recourse from punching this woman in the face.
And also giving one of these, like, I'm not looking, brace myself, my dress is ripped.
And here's the Clams Casino.
Oh, let's get that oyster ditch moving. Let's see what's going on.
So yeah, I was actually kind of happy that it wasn't Charlotte or Ronda. It was just somebody fresh.
Somebody fresh. We're gonna get a fresh rivalry for Money in the Bank. I'm in. Right.
Is that the next show?
Yeah, I think so. I think it is. Although they advertised it at Mania, didn't they?
Oh yeah, and it's for May, I think. I don't know.
I'm looking.
Okay, because that's what they consider that one of the big five now.
Next, we have the Aleister Black and Ricochet versus Bobby Roode and Chad Gable.
Oh, I thought you were looking up the date of the pay-per-view.
I am, but I'm just giving you something else to.
Okay, so we had, I'm sorry, Ricochet and Aleister Black versus Roode and Gable. That felt kind of like a throwaway segment for me, but I'm more curious as to the date of Money in the. I thought it was like the beginning of May or
May 19th.
So that's like 6 weeks. Is there
May 19th? There's nothing in April.
Okay, but well, they had WrestleMania, so that means that they've got back-to-back big shows. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of gap, man. I mean, they don't even have a show listed for June. It goes. They say the upcoming pay-per-view schedule is May 19th, Money in the Bank, July 14th, Extreme Rules, August 11th, SummerSlam, then November 24th, Survivor Series. I don't know if they're going to fill in here, but I'm okay with less pay-per-views and more setup.
Same. I just feel like that's incomplete.
Let me find another one here. I'm looking again.
Also, we know that June's supposed to have Saudi Arabia.
Well, that might be where that one sits. But yeah, they have.
And that one's June 7th.
I mean, now this one's way wrong.
No, I mean, you know what? That makes sense, though. I mean, I wonder if they're doing what that can't be. I mean, I'd be cool with it, but I just can't see them going down to like 6 big shows a year.
I don't know. Hold on. I'm going to WWE's page. They'll list it.
Okay.
Don't you think?
Yeah, and by the way, you're good. I think we're all kind of invested in this now.
Well, if you're not, suck it up, pal. Yeah, thanks for not putting them in order. WWE.com it's an organizational mess.
I agree completely. Anytime I try to find a card, the last place I'm going is WWE.com. Their shop stuff sucks too. I try searching for stuff on there. I can't find anything I'm looking for.
I mean, I can't even find. I've followed 6 links here from their page. Oh, son of a bitch. I follow WWE shows to Money in the Bank to a link to buy tickets just so I can see the date. I click the link, and you know what I have an opportunity to buy tickets for?
What?
The Hershey Bears AHL hockey team playing the Hartford Wolfpack.
Jerry, a better answer you could not have given. There was not a better answer feasible than what you just said. There was not a better answer possible than, what was it again?
The Hershey Bears visiting the Hartford Wolfpack.
That is the best moment of, the modern era of post to post.
I'm so pissed.
Just to give you an example of how bad the site is, we easier found tickets to the Hershey Bears taking on the Hartford Wolfpack than we could find the date of the next pay-per-view.
Dear WWE.com, when is Money in the Bank? Follow this link and I'll show you. Oh, Hartford Wolfpack and Hershey Bears, April 12th, 2019 at the XL Center.
Oh, God, my head hurts from how much that made me laugh. Oh my God, that is the best. There was not a better answer.
I still don't have a date. I don't have a date.
Sorry, everybody. Well, we know Money in the Bank's date, like May 19th, you said.
Well, that was one site, and another site said that it's in July.
No, it was July last. It's been forget it. What happened on Raw next?
So mad.
I hope someone from WWE.com hears this.
Dean Ambrose, last match in the WWE, gets squashed up by Bobby Lashley. It took me a while. I'm telling you, I don't think it started out as a work, but this is a work.
When have you ever seen farewell treatment like this? Guys.
Him not being at Mania made me think maybe it's real, but then the way they treated it last night, Rob, tell them. Guys, tell them.
Guys, I've been saying it since the jump, and I'm the only one saying this. It is a work, and I will go as far as to say, even if he winds up in AEW or ROH or NJPW, it is still a work, and I'm sticking by it.
This feels like a work right now.
When do you ever see it like this?
It made sense when they first announced it because I didn't think he was happy at WWE. But they have, you know what they normally do when people are leaving? They don't mention it, and then they just kind of
sweep them under the rug.
Use them sparingly and bury them when they can. And see Gallows and Anderson. All right, Gallows and Anderson are for real leaving, and they're probably going to Ring of Honor, or they're probably going back to New Japan. They could go to AEW, but they are leaving when they can, and they're being treated as such. They got their names wrong in the program for WrestleMania. They switched those two around. They never mention them, and they bring them out and have them lose in 30 seconds. That's what happens when you're leaving the company. This doesn't happen. You're right, Rob. You're right.
That's all. That's all. Not only that, they left on like a cliffhanger with, who was it, Lashley?
Lashley.
Like, that wasn't even conclusive.
With the line, "I'll take care of your wife when you're gone."
Yeah, which was a cool line, don't get me wrong. But guys, I mean, I cannot believe I'm the only person saying this.
And then Renee Young playing dumb. What does that even mean? It means you're going to get the Alabama Black Snake, honey. That's what that means.
I can't do this with you today, Jerry. You are killing me.
That's what you're going to get.
You're going to get the Hershey Bears taking on the Hartford Wolfpack.
You're going to get 14 inches of hurt me, Jesus.
How could anybody watch this episode and not subscribe to the channel? Like, I just, like, what else? What else went down?
Give us a subscribe. We're
on Facebook. Facebook.com/post-to-post podcast.
One of my favorite promos in a long time. Way to go, Sami Zayn.
Yeah, that was okay.
The match was fine. I thought the promo was good. I love how it sounded like one of those typical, "this isn't for me, I'm quitting" kind of deals. And he was like, "It's become painfully obvious. You missed me."
And then I thought he was going for a face thing, and then it became clear I was mistaken there.
Heel stuff, yep. And then, time to walk with Elias. Don't interrupt Elias, because if you interrupt Elias, Rob, you will be a dead man.
As soon as that happened, I knew. I'm sure I'm not, ahead of the 8 ball here. I know everyone probably thought that.
He says dead man, and I go, gong. Yep. Here it comes.
And I have to be honest. So my gut instinct was to be negative and say, why didn't you do this at Mania? But then I'm reminded of the same Rob who complained about how Undertaker gets crowbarred into every Mania. And now I'm over here. I'm like, you know what? Thank you for not doing it at Mania.
I would have bitched at Mania. I liked it here. I feel like I'm glad that they decided to do this here instead of Mania. And then they did the Thugonomics thing, something different at Mania.
Yeah.
Something no one expected,
Agreed. Yeah, I think that was a better choice. And yeah, I hear it was the first WrestleMania in 19 years we haven't seen Undertaker at. And I haven't done the math, but that sounds right to me. And you know what, guys, we had to get to this point, just like we had to get to the streak being beaten. We had to get to the point where just because it's WrestleMania doesn't mean we see Taker, and it happened to be 35.
Unfortunately, we're 15 years away from that happening to Triple H and Shane McMahon, but we're getting there.
Hey, but you know what? It's baby steps, pal.
Baby steps. Listen, I have 5 minutes left with you, and now we're to the main event. Kofi Kingston, Seth Rollins.
Yeah. I was super on fire for it. I thought we were going to see a unification of sorts, or at least something grandiose happen, something magnificent, and we got anything but, which I think was by design, but I'm not sure. When I look back at this whole show, it had a lot more than it felt like it did as I was watching it. It had a lot of surprises and some pretty cool moments. It just felt flat for a Raw after Mania, and I guess shame on my expectations, maybe. Yeah, I would say this was a really good Raw, but a mediocre Raw after Mania.
Yeah.
If anyone feels to disagree or whatever, maybe you hated the whole show, or maybe you loved everything. We'd love to hear your feedback. Anything else you want to mention today, pal?
No, I'm excited for SmackDown tonight. Let's see SmackDown after Mania. Is that a thing? I think they try to make it a thing.
I mean, yeah, I think that it is a thing. I think that tonight's SmackDown will be better than your average SmackDown because it's the one after Mania. You still got the Barclays WrestleMania crowd. You still got everyone from Raw there. I think we're going to see the Rollins and Kingston thing continue tonight in some way. I'd
be okay with that.
Hopefully, I'm hoping it leads to a unification match at some point.
they're going to have to fit Daniel Bryan in somewhere. You know, we'll see.
We'll see what happens. All right, listen, we got to wrap things up in here. Thanks for tuning in. Jer, this is another one for your highlight reel, I feel like.
Thanks.
If you ever need a different job in podcasting and need to put a resume together, this is probably one to send to people.
It's a little juvenile, but it's where I thrive.
It's where we've all done best. Guys, have a great rest of your Tuesday. We'll be back tomorrow with a recap of SmackDown, and then we'll get a few days rest from wrestling. Thank God.
Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt.